All right, I have myself, Annie Kathy, Andrew Chorney, Carrie Powers, Emmy Bristow, Jason Emery, Kyle Leonards, Lee Bridges, Martin Kitskin, MCAT. We have somebody on the line ending in 4247. Can I get your name for roll call?
Sue Holden with the East Missoula Community Council.
Thank you. And in room 206, we have Commissioners Vera Slotnick and Strohmeyer, John Hart, and Chris Lounsbury. And that is it. I don't think I missed anybody. So Juan, you can take it away.
Okay, thanks, Annie. Is there any public comment on items not on the agenda?
Yes. Juan, this is Lee from East Missoula. Can you hear
Lee.
me?
Yes.
Hi. Hey, great to see everybody. Hold on, I'll put up my video too so you can see me, I think. I don't know if that worked or not. Hey, I don't know if this is the time to do it, but I have been talking with Dave Strohmeyer and Kyla about our East Missoula board, community council board. Since we're not on the agenda, is this the time for us to broach the subject?
Go for it.
Okay, hey, we're short.
Oh, sorry. Hold on, John. Or did you?
Well, I think if we're going to talk about it, I want to make sure Kyla's available, because we had originally talked about doing it at the end.
At the end. I'm so sorry. Can we?
It doesn't matter whenever we do it, and I just want to make sure that Kyla's available because.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that okay, Lee? We'll wait till Kyla gets on.
Well, Kyla's on. I just want to make sure she's available.
Of course. I can't think of anything better to do on my birthday than sit and wait through this meeting. I would love to.
Okay. So
Yes,
Kyla,
I'm happy
Kyla's
to
on.
do that.
Oh,
I am online, so I'm here listening if you need anything.
okay. Well, yeah, let's just do it now and then Lee can get on with her birthday.
Cool. The
If you
dogs
guys don't
will
mind.
love to do
Yeah,
that.
okay.
Yeah.
Sorry,
Okay.
Lee, go ahead.
Okay, we are in a very unique situation. As you know, I've recently retired from the board, and with me, I take my role as the chair at the time. Sue Holden, who is present in this meeting, has requested a full board of full members, and I think that's totally appropriate. I do understand that there's a special election, but I also understand that that special election isn't elected until May, and that's the end of this term. This is a full term that she is just beginning now and would really like to have a full council. And I agree with her 100% because I know how important in our community right now it is to have the enthusiasm and the participation of a full board full of members. I know you guys want to wait, but that's the end of this term and she just started. And I think to help her and our board, our community council out, I think it is critical to have a full board. And in this unusual circumstance, oh my God, we have a perfect nominee for the position who is willing and able to jump in. And how often does that happen? I know there's a lot of councils struggling to find members to jump on board. We've got one waiting in the wings right now to jump on, and she's got my full recommendation. Stephanie Lindbergh is her name. If you guys could just stick her in temporarily. She knows to apply December 9th or whatever time it is that you have to get the candidacy forms in for the special election. She knows to do that and will be doing that, following the instructions, so that she can be eligible to be elected in May. But in the meantime, having her sitting on the board where she belongs is so critically important to keep this going. I'm concerned about our community losing a really important governmental entity in our community, and I just don't want to see this fail. We've had such a unique situation for the past couple of years with this pandemic causing a lot of in other words, before the pandemic, we used to have our board meetings in person and we had huge turnouts. I had to borrow chairs from the River of Life Church to get the turnout. Everybody was shoulder to shoulder. Because of the pandemic and the doing everything online through Zoom meetings now, it's really toned down a lot of the participation, although we've gotten up into the 30s for people participating. Sue has jumped on that topic and is going to be opening up our council to public meetings in person, and having people being able to attend the meetings online as well. So it'll be a hybrid meeting, I guess is what they're called, like what you're doing now, which is awesome. But I think it's important for her to have a full board for support in doing just that. I really want to get behind her and make this whole community council succeed, as I have deserted it, essentially. I really want it to succeed, and I think it's really critical for the placement of this 5th board member to be put in place as an exception to whatever rules you guys might have in place.
So
Thanks.
if Kyla can maybe explain the challenge.
Yeah.
The challenge is that
Yeah.
the term that is open for a regular appointment is not up for election. So if Kyla can do that, what's available is that expires at this is the alternate position, not the regular member position. So Kyla.
Sure. So the 2 vacant seats that are open, there's one that expires May 31st, 2024. That's the regular member voting seat. We do have an alternate seat that expires May 31st, 2023, and then would be open for a new 3-term come this election in 2023. So that is the hindrance, is the seat that we would fill through May is an alternate seat.
So what happens to the vacancy on the board? We have 4 members on the board at this time, and it's a 5-board.
Wait, who do we have on the board? I'm in their terms. I just need a visual.
Okay, there's Sue Holden, and Lisa Thomas is the secretary. Jack Ballas is the vice chair. Stephen Hayes, I believe, is going to be appointed as the treasurer, or may have already been, I'm not sure, but that's it. There's 4 members.
And so Stephen used to be the alternate and we moved him.
So hang on just a second. So Kyla, could you go back then and give the term so that Juan has
Yeah,
all
thank
the
you.
information?
Sure. So we have Sue Holden, and her term expires May 31st, 2023. And we have Lisa Thomas through 24. Stephen Hayes was just moved up to fill the vacancy of Lee's seat, so he's through the 2025. And Jack Ballas also has the same term through 2025.
So who fills Ryan's seat? Ryan Alter.
So that would be the position that's currently being advertised, right, Kyla?
That will be the position that's open and will be advertised for in the special district filing, which opens in a couple weeks.
Okay, so I need to help your clarity.
So Sue would need to file for office, correct, since her term expires in 2023 in May. And we actually are currently advertising to backfill.
No, you just move the alternate up. So what?
Okay, so we have an alternate spot.
So
open.
because there's an election, the short term is what will be on the ballot. The
Just a
shortened
few
term
months.
that runs through May of next year.
A year.
When,
Yes,
okay, when's the election?
the election is the special district election
But
of
it's-
next year.
I know, but when is the election, the date of the election?
I don't know the exact date. It's May, whatever.
I believe it's May 3rd,
Is that when
2023.
the term expires or?
No, that term will then run for 1 year to fill out the existing
May to
term.
May.
That's the challenge with this, is that you're not filling a full term in this special election. It's a shortened term because it's not expired and the person resigned prior to the candidate filing date.
I'm still,
So
Why is-
if that, I guess I'm stuck on why that's a problem. They would run, but they're only there for a year, but they could certainly do it again
Yes, but-
afterwards.
But Lee is suggesting not to have somebody run, to have somebody appointed.
No, not.
No.
entirely.
I'm actually,
She's suggesting that we appoint someone now to get the position filled,
No, but
but still that person would file for office.
But
Is that not possible?
it's the wrong position we're appointing for?
I don't believe so. I believe you could appoint the alternate, which is a full 3-year term, but I don't, and John, I'm gonna defer to you because
I'm
this is
confused.
This is why it's confusing when we're trying
Yeah.
to do
Whatever
this
you
outside.
guys, whatever we decide to do is fine with me because it would be nice to have warm bodies on community councils. And
Yeah.
especially one that is active with a long history like the Missoula
I don't,
Council. So whatever seems logical, that's what,
so John,
I'm more confused than
I
the
want to
commission.
make sure that I'm hearing you correctly. So we do not need to follow statute, which requires the candidates file for the seat because it was vacated during the time of candidate filing.
well, the good news is that the statutes for community councils consist of one sentence.
Right, but once
And
they're,
and it says that they need to be elected.
right,
And so they should be elected if somebody is appointed, they need to run at the next election for that seat.
So can
Yeah,
we appoint someone now and then they run in May?
Yes.
No, they would, if we appoint someone now, they need to file in December
And
and,
run in May.
oh,
Yes.
sure, okay, right, and run in May, but then how does that,
so I mean,
Excuse me? This is Sue Holden. It would be perfectly okay if Stephanie were appointed as the alternate right now because she would still, in the event of someone else's absence, be able to provide a vote. And then she could run in December and come on board in May for, with the special election, if that were to make things easier.
Would that work?
I mean, isn't that alternate
I'm
open
still
right now?
Confused here.
She would always be able to vote, correct? Because there would
Correct.
still be
the seat would be unfilled.
seat
Yeah,
would
and
be
if
unfilled.
that spot is open and she's applying for it, wouldn't we be doing that anyway? We would appoint an alternate.
You would, but you've done none of that advertising or anything else. You would in
Oh.
essence be appointing someone with no problem.
Well, we shouldn't do that.
Which-
We should, so why don't we do the process and then appoint an alternate?
Could we do that?
Yes,
but then the,
Well, that's the best we can do, Lee. We can't appoint someone with no process. That's just not right. I don't think that's right.
There'd be a month-long advertising.
Oh, yeah, put the ad out for a month and then we appoint, and it's the holidays anyway, Lee. You guys aren't gonna lose a bunch of ground between Thanksgiving and the New Year.
Okay, how soon can the appointment take place?
Shortly after the first year, it sounds like.
I mean, what's the rules on, we advertise for a month and then interview?
I'm gonna defer to
Kyla, yeah, Kyla, what's the word on that?
So the media release goes out for a period of 30 days. After those
Okay.
30 days are up, we essentially close the filing if we've received enough applicants, and we can appoint after that closing date, after that 30 days. And we have
So
done all the interviews for all the applicants who have applied.
Hey,
So we'd be advertising for an alternate, is that?
yeah, that's the spot that's open. And then we'd appoint, so let's say best case scenario, we get that person appointed in the middle of January,
end of January.
end of January.
Well, as I say, beginning of January, end of December, depending on.
Okay, so in January, we get this person appointed. Lee, I don't see you guys, that's gonna cause you to lose a whole bunch of ground.
Okay, I agree, and I'll do that, but I also want to add that while you guys are looking for this alternate, you're still missing a seat on our board. It's still just 4 people on the board. It's a 5-member board. Everybody has overlooked the fact that, yeah, we're missing an alternate. We're missing 2 alternates. We're also missing a member on the board, and that one's completely been glossed over. So what are you going to do about the missing person on the board?
I thought that
Well,
was still,
we just can't do it quicker than a month because
Okay, I agree, and we're good with that. We'll accept that.
But this individual
if-
got to file by December 8th, still. Just,
Okay.
make that clear to her.
Okay, and she will be doing that anyway. She knows.
Is
that
that
was the
filing
instruction,
agreement
so-
allows her to run in May?
Sounds like it.
okay, so we have Sue Holden, Lisa Thomas, Jack Bayless, and Stephen Hayes are
Yes.
all currently
So your 4 current members.
current members on full voting.
Yes. They're regular
And
members.
there is 1 open seat and 1 alternate seat still open.
Both of those,
Yes.
Correct.
are either of them advertised right now?
No,
No, because of the special district filing that is coming up.
But you will advertise for the alternate.
I want to point out that I notified everybody in July this past summer. You guys have had plenty of time to be putting this out. I'll let this go for a month, but I do expect an appointment before the end of this term, which is in May. So by the time somebody's elected, the term of this council is over for the year. So I'll compromise with you guys. I'm sure the board will compromise with you guys. If you guys want to hold this to an appointment for January, okay.
Just so we do, yeah, the process, stick with the process.
So we've got, and Sue still needs to file for office for reelection.
Correct.
So we're
Yeah.
gonna appoint it, we're gonna appoint an alternate, and then we're gonna hope that somebody files in December to run for the main spot in May, and the person, well, I'll just leave it at that.
Yeah, we'll hold off
Yeah,
that.
what-
We're gonna hope for an alternate, but we'll work on that one later. We just need to fill the board right now.
For the alternate,
So by-
you need to file for office for that too, right? Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
We need two folks in this.
Is that Kyla or Sue? Were you trying to say something?
Sue is,
Yeah.
just so I understand it, in order to meet some sort of the obligation in the process of how all of this is done, by Stephanie applying and being appointed as the alternate will actually get her on board with the board sooner than if she had to wait to go through the special election, because then she wouldn't come on board until June of 2023.
Yeah, you're gonna gain 5.5 months.
So yes, that is my hope is, and I understand because it's very similar to what I had to do, was I started as an alternate, there was a resignation, and then I applied for that through the election and got on. So Lee, I'm super okay with that process because it's still following pretty much the process, and it gets
You just
Stephanie on board sooner.
I agree. Let's
So
do
you
it.
just wanna make sure that your person knows to file in December, and hopefully you can find a second person. So one person to file for the alternate and another person to run as the main spot.
Yeah, Stephanie will definitely be running as the main spot. And I'm sure the council will be actively seeking an alternative, and I can help them out with that.
And then I will also be filing for reelection.
Yes,
Great.
Great.
thank you.
And in the meantime, I mean, yeah, people can, obviously participate as non-voting members and really be part of the board.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Happy Thanksgiving, Lee.
Woo, and happy birthday.
Happy
Thank
birthday.
Yeah.
you. Thanks.
Thank you, everyone, so very much. I appreciate it.
Thanks, Sue.
Thank you, Lee.
Thanks, Sue.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Thanks, Gal.
And Chris and John.
Happy Thanksgiving to everybody.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay, consent agenda.
I move that we approve the consent.
Oh, sorry, John.
Second
Let
that.
me give, it's perfectly appropriate for item number 2 to be on the consent agenda, but this is the first time you're adopting new roads on a resolution. So let me give a little context. In 2021, the legislature added a requirement that a road on a final subdivision plat that is public use is not considered a county road until the Board of County Commissioners approves by resolution the option of the road as a county. Nobody understands what the
No
purpose of
automatic.
that was, but it solved the problem for some counties someplace. And what we did in Missoula County is when we, Sam Scott added a little checkbox on the subdivision tracker. So somebody looks at a subdivision plat, sees if there is a road that the subdivider is proposing to dedicate to the public, and that then gets collated at the end of the year. We'll do one resolution a year. And this is the resolution for 2022. And we're adding these listed streets and roads as county roads in Missoula. So you'll see them once a year. What's that?
I'm assuming we want these. as county roads.
Thank you. Right. Public Works reviewed the list and, to just make sure that these are roads that are appropriate to come on as county roads.
And even if they are county roads, we're not necessarily obligated to maintain them.
Bingo.
Okay,
Yeah.
and everyone knows that.
If they don't,
Okay.
they are ignorant of the law, and that's no offense.
Okay.
Are there sidewalks along any of these roads that might need to be shoveled?
I think there might be.
Yes, some of these definitely.
These are in Andrew's neighborhood, I think.
I'm out there shoveling.
Ah,
Good job.
Virgin
As well you
Ranch,
should.
it's a semi-urban area.
I don't know if that's a good plan.
Yeah.
No lawnmowers, no motors.
Yeah,
That's
thank
good to
you,
know.
thank you.
All right, you're moving to.
Yeah, I'll move
And I'll
to-
second that.
Any further discussion on the consent agenda? Okay, all in favor? Aye.
Welcome Sierra Drive, Humble Road, Victoria Drive, Sienna Lupel.
I thought that said allotment drive, but it's Alamont, sorry, okay. Action items, Bernie.
Hey, yeah, I'm thrilled to be presenting the Largemont Golf budget for 2023.
Don't we normally have someone from Larchmont here for this?
Yeah, yeah.
Is there anyone?
Nope,
Okay.
Andrew's it.
I'm it,
Andrew's
yeah.
car.
So, yeah, we
Okay.
started playing golf around March 17th of this year. Got off to a rip-roaring start, but then the April rain slowed us down, recouped some of the golf in May and June.
No, it's totally true.
Oh, yeah.
Sorry, March 17th, that's pretty amazing.
It was actually the same day as last year that we opened. Wow. So, and then it got real hot in the 90s in July and August. Play leveled off a little. September had about 10 smoky days, which weren't playable. But then October was awesome. Gained back all the rounds. Long story short, we ended up with a record year, $1.2 million in revenue, an increase of $105,000 in net revenue over the prior year. So it really was a good news story. Expenses went up $29,000. It could be all accounted for with essentially one line item, gas and oil, which was about $11,000 increase over the prior year. So it equated to a 45,000 rounds of golf. Because of this, Largemont will be contributed $125,000 to the county, another $120,000 to the irrigation fund, which pays their debt on the irrigation system. out
When
there.
is that paid off? Irrigation.
See, they issued it in, I want to say 2010, so maybe 1 year. Yeah, I think 20.
No, when are we?
No, it was art. It was at Build America.
Oh.
When's our contract up with this managing Larchmont in the way that
December
we've been doing
31st of next year.
of next year?
2020.
Okay.
So, and Caddyshack also, their revenues were up 39,000 net, up. They made $13,405 this past year. So for the coming year, there's no change in fees. The
No
budget-
change in fees.
They
no-
had to raise them last year, right? A little bit.
Yeah, they raised them
Okay.
last year a little bit. No change in fees this year. And as always, Bill just budgets his revenue really conservatively, 944,000, he did $1,078,000 in 2021, $1,002,000 last year, and he's budgeting 944, just being on the conservative side.
Was Larchmont able to keep workers? They're kind of famous for paying poorly.
That was my next point. That was, he took the words out of my mouth. They heard you apparently loud and clear and increased wages from $247,055 to $272 this year. So almost $25,000 increase in wages across the board.
So any sense of what the lowest paid folks are?
The lowest paid is a range person that goes out and gathers balls, and it's $10 an hour.
And that's like a high, kind of like a high school kid
That's
or,
high school, that's, yeah, $300 a year max. Everything else is at 14.75, 15.25, 18. So they across the board, there's an increase in every category. So,
Yeah, great. And do you guys feel good about the length of time we have between now and December 31st to dream up something new?
I won't say necessarily dream up something new because we're still planning on it being a golf course, but.
Well,
relax, everyone,
Right.
I
relax.
was gonna say, I was gonna say.
time out, stop. I did not mean something new. I meant a new management
Yes,
style, not a,
Chad has a group of folks
Great.
working on that and working with some transition.
Good.
for the end.
and no one's feeling hyper stressed about that time, but we can make that timeline.
Yes.
Great.
Can I see that again?
December 31st of 2023.
So by golf season of 24, it'll be a new thing.
It would be, yes, different structure. Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, we purposely planned it for not in the middle of golf season.
That would be really bad.
So for budgeting purposes, gross net of 151,000. Next year, they've got capital expenses, replacement of some golf carts, the irrigation computer pooped out, equipment leases up, and 191,500 in capital expense.
So replacing some golf carts, if those are electric, I should get them over to Jerry and Bryce for their zipping around the garden.
Oh, that's a good idea. I can ask them.
Yeah,
I-
ask them, just one would do it.
Yeah.
So that's it in a nutshell. They're budgeting 84,350 back to the county as they always do, and 84,350 to the irrigation loan.
What do you think, Juanita? You're on the board.
And I recuse myself, so I can vote for this. So I am supportive of this.
Yeah, it all sounds great.
I don't think I ever recused myself.
Do you
I
feel
mean,
that,
because I didn't want John Hart to be upset with me.
do you feel that 84 numbers should go up just because the cost of everything has gone up?
I looked at everything and just historically, and I looked, everything looks in line, and it looks like they're doing a pretty good job budgeting. Nothing jumped out at me.
Okay.
It's been pretty dramatic just the conversations around golf. 2019, it's like, oh, golf is dying and Caddyshack is struggling and
Pandemic
golf course
state
is
golf.
struggling and
Yeah,
everything. And then,
that's
oh my
exactly
God.
right.
And now it's just been like bonkers, even with all they had a flooding situation last winter that, just issues they've had to deal with, and they're really strong right now.
It's amazing.
I remember the
Pandemic
flooding
stuff
issue.
for the whole industry across the board. It's unbelievable how many.
It was a struggle to find range balls, apparently. Couldn't get range balls. Manufacturing issues with range
Oh,
balls.
golf ball. Okay.
Yeah.
I said tennis.
Oh, okay.
Not tennis, golf.
Yeah. golf,
What
golf.
sport are we playing? I don't follow.
Yeah.
So.
Okay.
All right, I'd move we approve the FY23 Larchmont budget.
Okay, any further discussion? All in favor? Aye. Okay, Chris.
Actually, Andy,
Oh, Andy.
this is just the standard office closure. So we do have some offices that close for the day after Thanksgiving, except for statutorily required offices that we open. So the courts, sheriff's office, county attorney's office will be open, the commissioner's office, and some others around the county. It's just our yearly office.
So it's just gonna be a memorandum.
Yeah.
and
Okay.
You always sign and drop that in everything.
How do you
Okay.
feel about always signing?
Yeah, take the day off. I need to approve the memorandum.
Second that.
Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay, Dave, discussion items.
Well, maybe Iowa would like to introduce, I guess we need to appoint someone as Missoula County's director to the board of the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority. And my term is expiring in December. So,
Can you
Can you re-up?
Yes, there are no term limits, so, it's up.
I don't know.
That's who we appoint to the board, so.
Tough decision.
Yeah.
There was a guy in the sidewalk with a rail.
I recommend John Hart. Sorry, John.
I can just give a brief synopsis. It's very short. Basically, in January of 2021, when the authority actually got up and running, that is when the election of officers and the terms were drawn for all the directors. Commissioner Strohmeyer got a 2-year term, which is expiring December, and it would be re-up for a new 3-year term.
I think that's a
Perfect.
great
We should-
idea.
let's do that.
So, do we need to, notice this as an action item at a upcoming meeting, since it's under discussion items, Kyla? Or can we just do it here?
I think we can just do it here because the authority doesn't run under other rules as some boards do. And most of the other commissions that appointed to the authority have just had it in their meeting minutes, not as a motion, but we can put it through for motions for clarity's sake.
But we,
If nominated, I will not.
oh,
I don't know, what do y'all think?
let's
Let's
just
just
do it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Okay, I'll do it.
okay, good job, good job. Are you motioning?
I am motioning for that.
Okay, I will second Strohmeyer to be on the Big Sky Passenger Rail Authority Board. Any further discussion? All in favor? Aye.
Okay,
Congratulations.
Okay,
so
thank you.
it's done.
3 years. We'll get the train running.
Yes. Okay, anything else?
I have the letter in front of you
Oh.
for the, just the
Oh,
jail
jail
inspection
inspection,
letter.
yes.
The
Oh, yes.
jail inspection.
Yes,
It was,
and
it was a
really good.
really good conversation, actually.
Oh, good.
We are lucky to
Thank you.
have the facility that we do.
Apparently the feed is great out there, as we knew,
But one drain is messed up.
but they do have a bad drain.
Do you have any updates on the drain?
I have no knowledge of the drain whatsoever.
You're like-
I do not know anything about jail drains.
It's gonna cause some issues with the kitchen while they get it fixed.
It sounds like it's a major fix.
They had problems with the drain out there once before.
Luckily, they have a couple extra drains.
Yeah, so that's,
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna try and get the other.
okay,
done.
happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Be safe. Oh, whoops.